National Faircast, a fair forecast for the next several days. Still mainly cloudy tomorrow, but it will be a dry day. Lower 80s on Sunday. The warmest day will be Monday when we'll be in the upper 80s, but that front comes through late next week. And by this time next week, we're going to be seeing lots of sunshine and temperatures into the 70s. Now back to me, we're looking good, getting ready for this water skiing show. Coming up, me and my photog Perry, we're going to head for the rides. Back to you, Brittany and Greg.
All right, thanks so much, Ryan. And we at WGXA, we don't want to hog all the fun. We want to bring you at home to the Georgia National Fair, too.
We sure do. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen or visit WGXA.tv/station/contest and enter the keyword for your chance to win tickets. The keyword is going to be cotton candy. I'm going to tell it to you one more time. It's cotton candy. Enter now for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets. Now, you must be 18 years or older to enter. For a complete list of rules and details, just head to our website. Now, we're not only here to enjoy the fair for ourselves, we want to get you prepared for your trip to Perry.
We certainly do. So let's go over some details that are important that you need to know. First, the gates are open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. Rides are open weekdays, noon to 10 p.m., and on weekends from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Gate admission for adults is $15. Seniors 60 and up are $10, and children 10 and under are free with a paying adult. Now make sure you mark your calendars for October 6th. That day, the fair will have free admission for all military personnel, active, retired, reserve, and veterans, along with immediate family members who have a military ID.
And to make your fair experience as enjoyable as possible, we want to tell you more information that you need to know before you come.
Yeah, to make your fair, whoops, that's Greg's line.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're going to start with parking. There are lots of spaces available at the north, west, and south gate entrances. Parking at the Georgia National Fair is always free. Now, handicap parking is also available at all 3 lots. Another very important policy that everybody needs to remember is the fair's clear bag policy.
Indeed, Brittany, all bags need to be clear and a certain size. There are some exceptions for things like a diaper bag or a bag that holds items for infants or other medical needs. Now, a wallet-sized bag or something smaller doesn't have to be clear.
Policy is still in effect, so youth 17 years and younger will need a parent or guardian for entry after 5 p.m. each day, so remember that. Our gates are open until 9 p.m., but we do stop incoming traffic at 8:30 p.m. each night, so make sure if you're planning to enjoy a night at the fair to plan to visit before 8:30 p.m.
And there are some new attractions at the fair. This year. They include the Space Adventure Thrill Show and the Andy Rott's Trick Roper, in addition to Safari Sam with Oscar the Grouch. Marketing Director Maggie Lane says there's also the amazing Bubble Factory and the Wheels of Agriculture game show.
So we've got a lot of exciting new things. We've got some new entertainment. One of those being just to my left, it's the Space Adventure Thrill Show. So that's going to feature a globe of death with motorcycle thrill stunt performers. We've also got a brand new Bubble Factory that will be encapsulating things as large as minivans in bubbles. So that's something we're really excited to feature. We have a new game show. It's a Wheels of Agriculture game show where you can test your agriculture knowledge to win prizes. I've been told the ultimate prize is to be in a money booth where you can win ag bucks and redeem it for fun fair prizes.
Greg, that might be something that you need to play, Mr. On the
I
Car.
love that.
Yeah. Well, WGXA News is proud to support the Georgia National Fair every year.
And one of our sponsored attractions has visitors squealing with joy. That's Robinson's Racing Pigs.
Now, unfortunately, we heard the pigs are taking a bit of a break right now. But our WGXA News reporter, William Bazone, is live with, I hear, some other animals. Yes. William, what's going on?
Hey Greg, hey Brittany, yeah, you see this guy behind me right here? That's Clyde the Camel from Udo Farms in South Carolina, taking the trip here to the Georgia National Fair in Perry. Guess who's going to be riding Clyde? Me, yes, I will be riding Clyde. Wish me luck, I'm very excited for this, and I'm going to go do that now. Alicia's going to be documenting this all, reactions and everything. I'm super excited, and I say that, but in my head I'm like, oh my goodness, so it's going to be a very fun time.
Move it. All right, so put your motor through your feet right here.
Put right here.
There you go. That's it. Perfect. Hold tight where you are. Away we go. All righty. Ready, bud? Come on. Good boy. All right.
Well, I've heard riding a camel is just like riding a bike, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he's doing great. One of the biggest attractions at the Georgia National Fair showcases the state's biggest industry, agriculture.
And you'll find the Georgia Grown building filled with a number of engaging exhibits that captivate and educate visitors.
Those of us who live here know it doesn't get any better than Georgia Grown. Now the estimated 500,000 visitors expected at the Georgia National Fair will know it too, thanks to the exhibits inside the Georgia Grown building. One of the new attractions this year, a larger-than-life look at one of our state's biggest commodities, timber.
So this year in the Georgia Grown building, we are featuring a brand new forestry exhibit all about one of Georgia's largest industries that supports a lot of economic development in our great state. It's really big. Can't miss it right when you walk in the door.
Also looming large inside the Georgia Grown building, the Seed to Shirt experience, showing the life cycle of another huge Georgia crop, cotton, and a greenhouse with butterflies, explaining how these creatures bring us beauty beyond their good looks.
We have a greenhouse that features butterflies, which are great pollinators in our state as well.
But the learning does not stop there. There's lessons planned for the youngest visitors.
We have our Georgia Grown Schoolhouse where K through 5 we are featuring a couple of different lessons about various agriculture topics to inform the next generation of agriculturalists. And in addition to that, we have a lot of really great stakeholders in the agriculture industry, whether they're Georgia Grown members or they're one of our commodity commissions. We have them exhibiting in our building this year as well.
And if you love animals, you'll want to visit the birthing barn where new deliveries are expected daily.
We have cattle that are giving birth. Hopefully every day of the fair. We can't guarantee that, but it's a really great experience and a really great little thing to watch as you come in. We have several cattle that come in. The mamas come in and they are timed so that their birth is within the 11 days of the Georgia National Fair. And so we have registered veterinarians, our state veterinarian, private vets from WGXA, from across the state that come in and help facilitate those births. So we're having people that know exactly what they're doing and can make sure that the mamas are birthing as they should and helping through any complications that may arise.
All these grand attractions this year also mark a huge ag milestone.
This year we're actually celebrating the 150th anniversary of the Department of Agriculture. And so we do have an interactive display where you could walk around and walk through the history of the Department of Agriculture. So it lights up, it's really cool, it's tall, and then you can walk through it and kind of learn exactly the history of the department.
And what would a Georgia Grown building be without, well, products that are Georgia Grown?
The Georgia Grown Market is where all of our Georgia Grown members are highlighted. So they're able to bring in their products and consumers can come and buy those. And so we have jams, we have jellies, we have pickles, we have some jerkies, we have dog treats, anything like that. But in order to be a Georgia Grown member, it is required that your product is produced, made, manufactured, grown in the state of Georgia. So it has to meet one of those requirements. And all of those products in our Georgia Grown Market do meet those requirements. And people love locally grown products, locally produced products. They love to know that what they're buying is supporting the small businesses around them.
All right, so Brittany, stopping by the Georgia Grown building, it's an essential part to have the full Peach State experience at the Georgia National Fair.
It definitely sounds like a really great opportunity to have some family fun while learning about agriculture.
Sure.
You know, the fair is so big. There's so much happening here. Part of the fun of coming here is getting up close and personal with the livestock.
And there are plenty of opportunities to do that for you. To learn more about life on the farm, WGXA News' Alicia McKinnon takes us for a tour.
I am
getting her ready to show, you have to, dairy cows, you clip them clean so they can see all their muscles and you want to make sure that you can see their ribs and their belly. You want to make sure their belly looks good. With a dairy cow, it's not so much like a beef cow. You want fat beef cows, but not so much dairy cows. But right now, this is called the top line. And the reason we do it is when there may be a little imperfection. See how much straighter that makes her back look? When you work with the hair, you're trying to get it to where it makes their back straight as it can be. But yeah, she gets shaved every 2 weeks during show season. And you do the head all the way to the feet, all the way down to their feet. I mean, it's just like taking care of a baby. Stalls are cleaned every day, fresh water, food. You have to train them like you would a dog. These animals will, mine will not be milked, but most of them will go on to work on a dairy. So ours, we just raise dairy cows and get them for the kids in Dawson County to show. It's a true passion of mine.
Now, if you're interested in learning more, you can visit any number of animal exhibits here at the fair.
And coming up, a rodeo unlike anything you've ever seen.
See how these furry friends are going to take some kids for a ride. Stay with us. After a 5-year hiatus, a very popular attraction is back.
It's the kind of rodeo that's targeted to the little ones.
WGXA News reporter Gloria Ruth Finney shows us what mutton bustin' is all about. Gloria Ruth.
Well, we just watched the goat roping. They're taking a little bit of a break from the mutton busting, but let me tell you, it is really a wild ride. These kids 6 and under get to ride a sheep in this arena behind me. They have to hold on tight. And then after the fair is over, whoever is the best and holds on for 6 seconds will get a gold belt buckle in the mail. Take a look.
It's really fun.
Scott Brown really is the GOAT. And don't look so surprised.
I've roped and team roped all my life.
And the same goes for his sons.
We've been in it for a while. Been to China. We put on the first barrel race over there they put on. Brazil, Italy. I mean, I've been blessed. I've been a lot of places to do a lot of things.
So why did he bring 30 sheep to the Georgia National Fair?
Giving gold belt buckles from the Wool Riders Association.
Did we hear that right?
The Wool Riders Association.
The Wool Riders
This
Association.
is a thing.
Yes.
Yep, this is mutton busting.
We'll load them in the chute up here. And they got 6 seconds to ride.
Not these kids, these kids.
Kids has got to be 65 pounds and less. Some of them is like woolly. So they got to just get them a grip.
And that's how you hang on, or try to at least. For some of these riders, this very well may be their first rodeo.
I think a lot of them, they start out mutton busting, then they go to steers, and then they go to bulls or broncs, one of the two.
While they say cowgirls don't cry, there are a few exceptions, but not for fearless 5-year-old Adeline Morrow.
I like riding a sheep.
She's not sheepish at all. Her big piece of advice:
Hold on tight.
they wear helmets
You don't want a kid to get hurt, by no means.
and vests, just like the big leagues. Once they're suited up, it's time to hop on. The gate shuts, the chute opens, then it's time to ride. It may be harder than it looks to hang on for 6 seconds, but it's not their only chance. These guys will be here for the entirety of the Georgia National Fair. Gloria Ruth Finney, WGXA News.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett. I'm out at the Georgia National Fair with the rest of the team, and we are over in the ride section. My photographer, Perry Smith, he wouldn't get on any of the rides with me. I'm a little upset, but you can see some of the rides that are ongoing across the Georgia National Fair. This is called the Riptide. Lots of screams coming from it. Looks like a great time, of course, but if you're not into the rides, maybe you got something that's not quite so pressing. Maybe you want a little thrill, but a little bit of scream. I got my new friend Gus over here. He's scaring people. Yes, of course. What carnival or fair wouldn't be complete without a haunted house? And that's one you can ride through. But again, everybody wants to know what the weather's going to do for this weekend. So as we take our graphics full, let's look at, once again, Hurricane Kirk. It continues to be a major story in the Atlantic, but thankfully it's what we call a fish storm. It will not be impacting the U.S. or anything because it's going to stay well out in the Atlantic. So as we look at our next weather maker, it's going to be a strong cold front that will bring that first true taste of fall next week. That'll be arriving on Tuesday. Mainly dry pattern for the next 7 days, and we are, of course, keeping an eye on the Gulf of Mexico. The National Hurricane Center has increased the chance of development of that system to at least 50% over the next 7 days. But again, the good news is this should not be a problem for middle Georgia and much of the deep south. That front that comes through on Tuesday, it will actually deflect the system off towards the east, towards the Florida Peninsula, and both the American and European model are showing this, so that is certainly some great news. It does look like it will be a tropical storm. If it were to develop, it would be Milton, but like I said, heading off towards the east, and the potential rainfall the next 7 days shows that. Middle Georgia is dry. You get down into central and south Florida, 4 to 8 inches of rain likely over the next 7 days, so you can see where all that tropical moisture is heading, and thankfully it is not heading our direction. But again, tonight it is mainly cloudy. A few sprinkles here and there if you're heading out to those Friday night football games. Throughout the weekend, we're going to see a clearing sky, and our Saturday will feature a mix of sunny clouds, and then Sunday looking relatively great across middle Georgia, and overall that'll continue into early next week with tons and tons of sunshine. As I said, it is dry all the way through the weekend and into next week. Even with that cold front coming through, it comes through in dry fashion. We call that a dry cold front, and that is what we're going to be seeing. But here is that 10-day forecast. Again, relatively mild through the end of the weekend and early next week. Warmest day looks to be Monday at 88 degrees. Then that front comes through on Tuesday, and then we'll start to feel that fall air spill south into middle Georgia. Afternoon highs Wednesday with tons of sunshine, 80 degrees, much lower humidity, upper 70s by Thursday. How about Friday? A week from today, the fair will still be going on. We'll be in the mid 70s for afternoon highs, and those morning lows refreshing. Low 50s on Thursday morning, upper 40s likely widespread by Friday morning, and again, that's going to be that first true taste of fall. But overall, it's a great weekend of weather out at the Georgia National Fair, so make sure you come out. Now let's open up our weather window.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Fall is really starting to show its true colors. This tranquil scene comes from Rhode Island. New York's Adirondack Mountains are bursting with multiple colors, and in Utah, the bright yellow of aspen trees is visible along several roads. Sunrise was fiery red this morning over a central Alabama lake, while in Rochester it started off misty before turning into a pretty nice day.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
Well, Hurricane Helene did impact so many people in our area, and WGXA and our parent company want to make it easy for anyone who wants to help those affected by Helene. We've partnered with the Salvation Army to raise money for those immediate needs like clean drinking water, food, shelter, and cleanup kits. You can scan the QR code on your screen or visit sinclaircares.com to make a quick and easy financial donation. Any amount helps, and our company will match up to $50,000. Well, we certainly at WGXA don't want to be guilty of hogging all the fair fun. We want to bring you and your family out to the fair, too.
Yes, we do. That's right, Greg. So all you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen or visit WGXA.tv/station/contest and enter the keyword for your chance to win tickets. That keyword is cotton candy. Let me give it to you one more time in case you didn't hear. It's cotton candy. Enter right now for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets. Now, you have to be 18 years or older to enter, so go get mom or dad. And for a complete list of rules and details, just head to our website. I'm looking for two things when I come to the fair. That's the food
Yep.
and the rides.
Yes, one of the biggest attractions at the State Fair is the rides.
It sure is, and there are some this year that are more than just what you're familiar with. We had a chance to speak with Richard Reithofer of Reithofer Shows, and he talked about the variety of rides that patrons can expect at this year's fair.